Sha'Carri Richardson issues public apology to Christian Coleman after domestic violence arrest. Days after getting into the headlines regarding recent domestic violence arrest, sprinter Sha'Carri Richardson on late Tuesday night issued a public apology to her boyfriend and partner Christian Cole. The 25-year-old American sprinter, who won a silver medal at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games, was arrested on July 27th at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport for allegedly shoving her boyfriend. However, Sha'Carri Richardson issues public apology to Christian Coleman. However, Richardson was released on Monday night. She posted a video where she exclaimed that she put herself in compromised situation. Although, only hours later, she took to Instagram, sharing a story while issuing a public apology for Coleman, hoping that her apology should be as loud as her actions. Sha'Carri Richardson responded to the matter, writing, "I apologize to Christian. He came into my life and gave me more than a relationship, but a greater understanding of unconditional love from what?" It is to be noted that the track and field athlete pair have spoken of their relationship several times. Ahead of the Golden Grand Prix 2025, Christian Coleman opened up on his relationship with Sha'Carri. They say the path to redemption often begins when we stop running away. For Sha'Carri Richardson, the world's fastest woman, the starting gun sounded not on a track, but at a crossroads where love, pain, and accountability collide. On July 27, 2025, the world learned that Sha'Carri had been arrested at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport following a heated altercation with her boyfriend, fellow sprinter Christian Coleman. Surveillance reportedly showed Richardson pushing him into a wall, grabbing at his backpack, and even throwing a pair of headphones during a rush through TSA lines. Coleman did not press charges and declined to be considered a victim, though Richardson spent over 18 hours in custody before being released. KSAT, The Washington Post. The cut. Days later, she withdrew from the 100m semifinals at the U.S. Championships in Eugene, while still qualified for the upcoming World Championships in Tokyo. Fox 28 Spokane. The cut. 1. The moment that changed everything. Imagine the sterile, fluorescent-lit hum of an airport terminal, the pressure mounting as security lines inch forward. A spark ignites between two athletes, fierce on the track but vulnerable behind closed doors. Sha'Carri, grappling with past trauma and overwhelming emotion, lashes out. The world watches, judges, and recoils. But what the world didn't see in that instant was the storm brewing within, a storm rooted in pain, fear, and survival instincts. 2. The apology, more than words. On August 12, 2025, 2 weeks later, Sha'Carri took to Instagram in a vulnerable, raw admission of responsibility. In her video message, she confessed to having placed herself, and those she loves, in a compromised situation. She vowed a lot of self-reflection, a commitment to get the help she needed, and demanded no escape, only growth. Bleacher Report. The Griot. The cut. In a written Instagram post, she expressed, "I apologize to Christian. He came into my life and gave me more than a relationship, but a greater understanding of unconditional love from what I've experienced in my past. I love him, and to him I can't apologize enough. To Christian, I love you, and I am so sorry." Fox 28 Spokane. People.com. Her words echo. Love doesn't erase pain, but it can illuminate the cracks where healing must enter. 3. Coleman's grace amid turmoil. Christian Coleman, stepping into the glare after the incident, offered grace where others saw scandal. For me personally, I feel like it was a sucky situation all around. I don't feel like she should have been arrested. Does she have things that she needs to work on for herself? Of course. So do I. So do you. So does everybody. I'm in the business of extending grace and mercy and love. Bleacher Report. The cut. People.com. In love, he embodied empathy, and in so doing, became a mirror showing that healing can begin with forgiveness, both of others and oneself. 4. Past meets present. A pattern interrupted. This wasn't Sha'Carri's first brush with public reckoning. In 2021, she was suspended from competing in the Tokyo Olympics after testing positive for cannabis, an act she later said was a response to grief over her mother's death. Wikipedia. This past self faced public scrutiny, carried shame, and ran. But now she chooses to stand, to face. 5. Healing as a race, forward with heart. In her apology, Sha'Carri speaks of getting help, of accepting the moment instead of running from it. She refuses to retreat, but instead wants to face everything that comes to me head-on. She says, everything on the other side is greater, but you've got to go through in order to get there. Bleacher Report. The cut. Picture a track. The pain marks the starting block, reflection paves the lane, and growth lies at the finish line, not measured in seconds, but in transformation. 6. The power of public accountability. In apologizing publicly, especially for domestic violence, a topic often stigmatized, Sha'Carri shifts the narrative. Accountability is not weakness. It is courage. Her apology was not confined to images of humility, but also a rallying cry for authenticity, mental health awareness, and relational accountability. 7. Beyond reputation. Redefining true victory. Athletic success is often measured in medals. But here, the victory lies in facing one's shadow. Her apology, and the empathy shown by Coleman, becomes a lesson in grace under pressure, vulnerability as strength, and love as a source of redemption, not possession. In the public eye, a vigil on morality unfolds, and Sha'Carri gives back. She doesn't run, she owns the moment, and invites us to witness a different kind of finishing line. 8. Final thoughts. The race continues. At under 2,000 words, this isn't a eulogy, but an open-ended story. Sha'Carri Richardson's journey isn't over. She will race again, face scrutiny again, heal again, but she has chosen to step forward with intention, empathy, and connection, rather than sprinting away from what hurt her. Her apology to Christian Coleman reminds us that love can be both urgent and patient, that silence is not always safest, that forgiveness, even when earned, is powerful, and that the greatest races are often those within, where the real victory is becoming someone brave enough to say, I'm sorry, I'm learning, I'm becoming.